Have you ever wondered how your food delivery app knows exactly where your driver is, second by second? Or how your bank can spot a weird charge and text you instantly? Well, the magic behind all of that is something called real-time analytics. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain and look at how these incredibly fast systems are actually built. Let's get into it.
And that's really the heart of it, right? Data scientist Hilary Mason just nails it with this quote. In today's world, being fast isn't just a nice-to-have feature, it's a massive competitive advantage. The power to see, and more importantly, act on data the very moment it's born, that's what separates the leaders from everyone else.
So to really appreciate why real-time is such a game-changer, we first have to talk about the problem it solves. And that problem is simple: making today's critical decisions with yesterday's information. This chart right here visualizes a super important idea. Data has a shelf life. The moment something happens, a customer clicks buy, a sensor sends a temperature reading, its value is at its absolute peak. But look what happens. As time goes by, as you capture it, analyze it, and finally make a decision, that value just drops off a cliff. The longer you wait, the less that information is actually worth. This is such a perfect way to put it. I mean, think about it. If you're only looking at what's already behind you, you have no idea what's coming up right in front of you. You can't react to a sudden opportunity, and you definitely can't swerve to avoid a problem. You're essentially driving blind, and that's exactly what businesses are doing when they rely on stale data. All right, so how do we start looking through the windshield instead of just staring at the rearview mirror? Well, this is where real-time analytics enters the picture.
The key phrase here is as soon as they are made available. See, traditional analytics waits around to collect data in a big pile, a batch, maybe at the end of the day or the end of the hour. Real-time is the exact opposite. It's all about processing each little event, each piece of info, and squeezing the value out of it the instant it happens. It's a totally different way of thinking.
And this comparison just says it all. On the left, you've got the old way. Something happens, but then there's this huge delay before anyone does anything with it. But on the right, you have the real-time approach. The event happens, and bam, the system immediately ingests it, processes it, and reacts. We're moving from asking what happened to what is happening right now. Now, to make this work, you have to think about data a little differently. It's not a static file sitting in a database anymore. Instead, you have to picture it as an event stream. Just imagine a river of information that is constantly flowing. Every single drop of water in that river is an event: a user click, a purchase, a GPS update. It's continuous, it's in order, and it never, ever stops. And here's a great way to picture that river of data. You see the events just flowing from their source, all ordered perfectly in time. The system doesn't wait for the river to fill up a bucket. No, it analyzes the water as it flows by. This idea is the absolute foundation of modern real-time systems.
Okay, so we get the what. Now for the big question. So what? What are the actual, tangible benefits of being able to harness this power of now?
This quote from Gunnar Morling just makes it so personal and so obvious. Seriously, if someone's trying to use your credit card, you don't want an email the next morning telling you there was a problem. You need the system to block that card right now to protect you. This is the perfect example of why low latency isn't just some techie term. It's a critical, real-world need.
And the benefits really spread across the entire business. It's not just about one thing. You can improve your customer's experience, think live package tracking, which can then open up new ways to make money. You get faster insights for your own team, which helps you save costs by being way more efficient. It really touches every part of the organization. Let's look at a few killer examples. Personalization. Think about your streaming service suggesting a new show the second you finish one. That's real time. Anomaly detection. That's the fraud alert that saves your bank account. And user-facing analytics. That's the live delivery map that you can't stop refreshing. All of these things are basically useless if they're not instant.
Now, this kind of power didn't just appear out of thin air. It's actually the result of decades of trial and error in data processing. So let's take a quick trip back in time to see how we got here.
Way back in the 90s, we had something called complex event processing, or CEP. Super powerful, but so ridiculously complex that almost nobody used it. Then the 2010s hit, the whole big data era, and that gave us the Lambda architecture. It was this awkward attempt to basically bolt a real-time system onto an old batch system. And all that struggle led us to where we are today, with a much cleaner, more unified modern streaming stack.
Yeah, the Lambda architecture. It was a really important stepping stone. It was the first time people really acknowledged you needed both slow and fast data processing. But the way it went about it was, let's just say, a bit of a Frankenstein's monster.
The fundamental problem was just how crazy complicated it was. I mean, look at this list. It was a mess. You literally had to run 3 separate systems, side by side. And that often meant you had to write the same code twice, once for the slow batch layer, and then again for the fast speed layer. It was expensive, a total headache to manage, and it just made it too hard for most companies to even try. There had to be a better way.
And that brings us to today, in the modern analytics engine, a whole new generation of tools and designs built from the ground up, specifically for real-time streaming data. The modern streaming stack basically looks at all the complexity of the Lambda architecture and just throws it in the trash. The whole goal is to have one single, unified pipeline for all your real-time data. It's way easier to manage, much more efficient to run, and it's designed to work perfectly in the cloud.
So at a high level, it looks something like this. You've got your event producers. That's your apps, your sensors, whatever's creating the data. That data flows into a streaming platform like Apache Kafka, which acts like a central nervous system for all this information. Then, a stream processing layer analyzes that data as it's flowing. And finally, a serving layer, like Apache Pinot, works like a super fast database, making those fresh insights instantly available to the dashboards and apps that people are actually using.
This slide really captures the ultimate goal. You see, setting up real-time analytics isn't just a tech project. It's about creating a growth engine for the business. It lets you build better products. Better products get you more users. More users create more data, which you feed back into the system to get even smarter insights, so you can build even better products. It's this powerful, self-reinforcing cycle, a flywheel for growth. And that brings us to the end. From understanding the high cost of waiting to seeing how these modern systems work, it's pretty clear that being able to act on data right now is a massive advantage. These streams of data are flowing 24/7, whether we're paying attention or not. So the real question is, are you building the systems you need to actually listen? Thanks for tuning in.